going to be doing a little announcement here, a little update for everybody. So just 2 seconds. Okay. Currently we are CTAing for 2 anchoring fortizars that are anchoring for some of our friends to come up here. We're just protecting those, and some of the fleets will be going out and reinforcing a couple of things, and Hanzo's formed. But this update is it's a big update. It's going to be a lot of information. Some people have probably already heard rumors and seen Reddit or something in the last 30 minutes. So I'm just going to start. So it's been nearly 1 year since Fraternity's invasion in the north, and we've stood strong against overwhelming odds in all time zones, against multiple groups of hired mercenaries that Fraternity has used to fight the war so they don't have to. Norris wants a united north, and uses this as a casus belli to evict us from our lands. He wants more rental space for his bossing empire, more space that will be wastelands for the majority of the game. Need I not remind everybody that 2 years ago, Norris did the exact same thing in Vale and Tribute, and some of the people here were in those alliances at the time. After a vacuum that was created, a bunch of smaller alliances moved into those regions to set up shop. But the greed of Fraternity has no end, and after New Eden was distracted by another war in the south, Norris used this to evict the smaller alliances to grab the land in the north. Now, does this sound familiar? I think it does. And why are we different? Because you guys decided enough was enough. And after Fraternity's declaration of war against GTC, Brave stood with us from the beginning and brought our alliances closer than ever before. Our FCs, leadership and members have been living together during this war, and our bonds have been ever stronger. As everyone knows, shared conflicts brings communities together. Brave got the brunt of the pressure at the beginning, but we assured them we are in this together, and the plans for B2 started to form. But the events of PanFam's eviction of fire put a hold on that. Again, PanFam's lust for more rental lands pushed them to evict the only other group aside from us that isn't a part of one of the 2 mega blocks. As PanFam's hands reached deeper and deeper into the south, grabbing more territory for the rental empire, and Fraternity doing the same in the north, this has to end. Constant threats and constant attempts of intimidation and demands for us to bend the knee to powers that we have resulted in this war escalating. I can assure you that the attempts for us to bend the knee were consistent in the last 6 months. We've always had a resounding no to everything that has been put towards me or Jinx or any of the leadership from any of the other coalitions in the game. This war has escalated to the point where we didn't want to, and especially I didn't want to. For PanFam, the greed was inevitable. BFL moving here twice was just not for content. It was to lay the groundwork for a full PandaFam corporation. With PanFam leadership using it as a means to an end, to punish us for not giving in to their demands, and to either force us to bend a knee through renewed threats, or to give justification for their further intervention when we inevitably called for help against the constant BFL, NC, PL, and Main Horde and Winterkill fleets. These threats have all been distinctly from one side, and it's to be expected given the behaviour of PandaFam leadership over the past few years, but this will never stop. The southern neutral zones that was announced a few weeks ago, for me, obviously we didn't sign the agreement, and that was for a variety of reasons. But as you can see on the map, PanFam uses this as an opportunity to claim more space for themselves and to rent more lands. In fact, the first alliances to claim SOV and rent were NC and PanFam. New Eden is heading down a dangerous path, similar to that of the Chinese server in Serenity, where 2 major blocks dominate the game for years. Nobody could even come close to challenging them. Unfortunately, it seems that due to PanFam's efforts, the game will once again be in this state. Eventually, one block will win, and nullsec is pretty much over. We came dangerously close to this in World War B, And Frat remembers this very well, as many of their members were on the losing side in the final War of Serenity. Yet here we are again, in 2023, on the verge of the game becoming a two-block side, and I don't want it to end like Serenity. Sotc is the lifeblood of EVE Online. If the same happens on Tranquility as happened on Serenity, the game will eventually die, like it did over on the Chinese server. Except this time, there will be no new server for players to migrate to. We must stop Panda Fan here. After Fire lost their space in the south, we are all that remains of an independent entity that is willing and capable of not backing down. And Pappy can't have that. We have a long road ahead, let me tell you that. A very long road ahead, guys. Let's be honest with that one. In our current situation, with our new brothers in Fire here, we are still heavily outnumbered by Winterco and PanFam. For the last year, we were able to hold the line with minimal strategic losses against group after group of kneelers who were happy to take Fraternity's ill-gotten botting ISK to fight for their RMT empire. Through constant alarm clocks, through botters cloaky camping our space, we stood tall, and that is something that everyone here can be proud of.
Junko, please.
I personally welcome all of the Fire members that have joined us over the last couple of weeks. It was a difficult challenge for them to move to the north, but them being here is so important for our survival and for us to work together. And we really truly are the only independent groups in the game that can actually stand up to the blocks. The north is about to get a lot busier. PanFam has been strategically positioning forces against us for a long time now, at least in the last 5 months, and we have seen this, and we know what is about to happen. And if we do not act, and as such, we are actively countering all the obvious plans. Because as I speak now, the State of the Union has been read by Asher. This war will have a very significant development in the next couple of days.
Local harassing system.
I see it.
The Imperium SIG. It's a SIG, guys. It's just a big SIG. We're deploying to the north to push back Pappy's aggression against us. Now, it must be clear that this is something that I did not want to happen. I made this very clear to all the leaders in this game that our war with Fraternity and Winter Coalition, I did not want anyone to get involved. But when you get pushed and pushed and pushed, science got to change. Imperium will be set fully blue to us for the duration of the campaign, and will have full access to all of our space, and will be living and staging in and around our Sov to push back Pappy. As for the war goals, the leadership will be briefed on the war goals for the war, and what needs to be accomplished for Goonswarm and for us. As for now, all of you need to remember that if we were not here, if we were not defending this last piece of the game that is truly another side, this game would be pretty much over. I'm going to be honest with that one. So, there's going to be lots of timers, some alarm clocking on both sides.
Tackle, go to get 0.
Guys, be ready,
Ready to
buy
catch that
ships,
arousal.
buy doctrines, and get into fleets. Thanks.